One second. Today's stream. Hello, everybody. Checking audio. Hello, everybody. Checking audio. All right. Just my player 2 is, drifting. All right. So. Just my player 2 is, drifting. All right. Now, let's get filming. Just grabbing all the logs I can. Right now, I decided to stream a little earlier today. Player 1 is right there, recording my actions as I move. It'll make a great time lapse later. Eight. Hello, welcome to Red Sea Gaming. Hello, welcome to Red Sea Gaming. Looks like player can't make player 2 talk. Alright, let's just get to work. Less time wasting, the better. Just trying to get some work done. Just get to work. Welcome to the stream. I'm doing two-player split screen. I'm doing the work while player one at the top is filming it for a time lapse. I might as well use the time I at least. Hello, how you doing today? What you're seeing here is me doing a two-player split screen. What you're seeing is 100% survival. I'm building all this, just trying to get a lot of this done. Player one is over there, that second bamboo right there. And just to film all this, I already have like 8 minutes of footage recorded for the time lapse. I mean, at least 6 hours. I've been working on this for at least since April 20th. Because look, it's not this building. It's the building beyond here. Look over here. Let me just get over here. And I'm working on this by myself, so it's taking longer than anticipated. Look, I got this building, and this building. There's two, and I'm working on building number 3 right now. Oh yeah, I gotta get some torches. It's gonna get dark. Here's the one flaw with when filming in time lapse is I cannot. That's the plan. But I want to actually complete the framing of each building before I do the details. And I have to complete all 4 buildings before I can do that. What do you think? It's called you work on the framing, then you detail it afterwards. It's just like in real life with those construction projects. No, this is the 3rd building. I'm hoping to have the last building finished, framed by November 30th. Because the largest building, let me just show you the site where the 4th building will be. Just 1 second, let me just find a safe way down.
November. It's gonna take months.
No, I'm hoping to have it done by November because at this time of year, in real life, I actually have... Yeah, thank you. But look, the 4th site is right here. As you can see, the land isn't filled in yet. The mountain isn't taken out. I would have had the mountain taken out a few days before construction, and I would have had the layout, but it's going to be about 2 or 3 weeks of me taking out the mountain and filling in the land right there. And this is what happens when you're the only one on staff, so if you need something done, you gotta do it yourself. Also, from what you're seeing on the first screen at the top, the audience may not notice any differences, but when I zoom up the camera in post, the detail is there. It's spot on. A lot of people kept showing up on my stream yesterday and didn't leave a single comment, so I felt like nobody liked it, but I was like, okay, I'm just going to keep working on it. I decided to start early today and just work on it. This is a lot of work. Also, Majestic Cucumber, have you seen the time lapse? I made a time lapse of the 2nd building right behind this one. It's about 6 minutes long without the commentary, and about 10 minutes long with 2 intros where I describe the building process. But I actually had to get rid of that because I think that actually bored some audience members. But for some reason, the time lapse I uploaded is actually doing pretty well. Alright. Watch the no commentary one, and you'll enjoy it. Like, it's a lot of work. It's 40 days of filming, 42 hours of footage, compressed to 6 minutes.
I sometimes watch your vid but try blood and sometimes skips parts.
It's fine. The reason why I like releasing it raw, that way people can understand all the work I put into it. Right now, I'm filming all this. Yesterday, I filmed at least 6 60-minute clips, and it took an hour and 30 minutes for all the render. It's a very time-consuming process to render time-lapse footage. I'm just excited to see what it'll be like when it's finished. Since the third building is smaller than the second building, so that means I don't have to move the camera so much. But of course, I occasionally do move the camera because I don't want the same angle every time. That would get boring. Am I right?
Yes, Ig.
Yeah. So, yesterday I filmed at a different angle. Now I'm filming at a different angle for today.
Just realize you're not playing on PC or laptop.
Correct. I am playing on console. On the PS5. And I've been having game crashes recently because I've been pushing my PS5 to its limit with these builds. And if I don't mind talking with people who have different platforms from mine. That's fine. Just right now, it's what I could afford. Of course, Minecraft is the game of freedom and imagination, and are you impressed I'm actually trying to do this all on console?
Now it's still great work.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm somebody who my other friends were telling me to stop building this big. Stop building this big. It's too complicated. But I told them months ago, I like the journey of building. Which is why I can work on a build that takes months to finish. And as long as I have something external to distract me, I can build for hours. Always have something to distract you from the boredom. The repetition can actually drive you mad sometimes. Now I gotta go get the stone brick. Basically, I'm completing it section by section so I can actually build it faster. Each building has to be 10 floors high, 100 blocks tall, and comprised of lots of materials. The reason why I'm building it in frame, as I said before, is it's faster to build the frame if I don't focus on the interior walls. At least you'll have an idea of what it's like in the finished building over here. Look, there's 216 rooms for this building alone. 4 stairwells.
Did you set any plans or draft before the builds?
Nope, it's all from my mind as I build. My dad is an artist that doesn't do drafts before he paints. I think I inherited a bit of his wit when it comes to that.
Sheesh.
Hey, I decided I wanted to build it in such a way that, I like building it from my mind. I don't know what the build's going to look like when it's finished. That's the fun part. I am already planning to use clay bricks to finish the build, finish the exterior of the build. And since I'm using a different I mean, since I'm using a different texture pack for this build, which is the Conquest Reforged texture pack, it's going to look amazing when it's finished. Also, I'm planning to build a nice garden in between. Like, all this, you see all this? It's not just these buildings. I also built all this. And I mean, I built all this too. I was working on this area months before I started on the apartment complex. I was like, I gotta get the land ready for it. Isn't that impressive? Right. And I was working on this by myself. People kept messing it up, so I was like, ah. It's easier. It's easier to do it yourself than train somebody else to do what you want them to do. But the drawback to that is that it takes longer to build. That's all. No complaints there. It's just, I mean, I keep saying to myself, people just want instant gratification these days. And at the top of the screen, you're actually getting an idea of what the time lapse will look like when it's finished. You can only see that, but I'm planning to not let anybody see the finished product of the time lapse until the building is finished.
It's nighttime in my side. See ya, bro. Good luck with the build.
Thank you. Please leave a like and share with your buddies if you have any people who like this type of building. You have a great night. Good night. No matter what, I will finish this. I take my time with it. I don't like rushing myself. All right. This is the largest construction project I've ever attempted in survival. It took months to gather the resources together to actually get to the point where I could build this. What you're seeing here is just me doing the rinse and repeat. Once I get all this completed, I'll have 5 floors, and then I'll have to make another 5 floors, and I'll consider the third building framed and ready to go for detailing. But right now, I shouldn't think about that. I should just. Nope. I have no idea how many. That's amazing. Sheesh. Isn't that bad? It's all from my mind as I build my mind. I don't even know what it's like. Be like when it's finished. He doesn't know. Working hard and collecting. Welcome to the stream. Just working. I'm using two-player split screen on my PS5 to film all this for my time lapse. I have the bottom portion for working. Then on the Share Factory program, I'm just going to zoom up the camera. That way all you see is the top portion. I have to go get some spruce logs now. Because look at all this work I have done over here. Gotta go get my spruce logs. First, deposit all stone brick because I don't need it right now. Basically, I have to switch from spruce logs to stone brick, then to birch, back and forth until I have the details right. I just need to see, do I have any spruce log reserves? Is this all I got? If I run out, I'll have to drop everything and go get more. Which will mean I'll have to stop filming the time lapse for today and actually just work on getting the wood, which means I can turn off player 2 and have full screen. Alright, I'm just making this a practice. While the time lapse is filming, I cannot move player 1. So for the duration of the stream, so that means player 1 cannot go to sleep, which means daylight cannot be achieved, so torches are used. And if you're wondering, I do not sketch or draft anything before I start working on something. This is all from my head. I don't even know what this build is going to look like before it's finished. It's a mystery till it's finished. I had these in layout for months in advance before starting construction. I have to build it in such a way that my camera, player 1, can still see what's going on. I'm hoping to have all 4 buildings detailed by April of next year. Because it's going to be a lot of work just looking for the clay. Welcome to the stream. Like, the bottom portion is me working on it, while the top portion is actually being used to film it for my time lapse. It's a huge project, and it's been taking months to build. Because there's already two buildings constructed, awaiting detail, and this one needs detail too. I'm framing the buildings first before I actually do the detailing. Then after that, I have to search all around for clay bricks, for clay and other stuff. Since this world is it's an infinite terrain world, I can just go in any direction and find it. Still looking for iron too. I've been having iron shortages all this time. I do not know how to make an iron farm, so all I can do is just go into mines and find them. I'm going on the knowledge I have of this game to build this stuff. Feel free to ask any questions in the chat. I'll gladly answer them. Of course, that's when you leave because you're shy or am scared. It's fine if you leave, but I would like it if you left one comment telling me how well I'm doing this. Just working on it, just making sure that nothing gets left to chance. All the wood you see, I collected myself. Welcome to the stream, by the way. You having a great day? World treating you right? Just... Some people say I talk too much. So. I have to go get some. Now I gotta switch out for stone brick. I do not have any chests on the build itself. That would be a hassle to move. So I just keep the chests at the bottom of the building. Just like I did with this building and that building over there. Hopefully I'm not running short of stone brick. I'm going through a lot of materials just to get this done. All the materials I actually made myself. Since I work mostly by myself, I actually had to be responsible for producing the materials and getting the producing the materials and deciding where the buildings would be. I had this building planned in November of 2022. I didn't start work on them until April 20th, 2023. It was 6 months of preparation, knowing full well that these builds were going to take a while. Because I've always wanted to create huge buildings that you can see from a distance. And also, this is the largest Minecraft survival project I've ever undertaken. Nothing comes close to this. The first building alone needed 78,000 spruce logs in order to be built. But the second building needed 1,800 stacks of spruce logs. Times that by 64, and you'll actually get the exact number. I made sure to count all the stacks I used, just so I could get the accurate numbers. But I do know this, 111,000 spruce birch planks were used in the second building. And what's good, I feel great that I actually collected it all by myself. Now I have to go get the birch planks. I don't have any shulker boxes, so I actually have to do it like this. Spruce logs are running low. I need to actually eventually drop everything and go get more spruce logs. But being one player means I have to do it all by myself. Also, at the same time, I do these streams to practice talking. Trying to see if I can improve my charisma. Just working away, just trying to get as much done as possible. Hopefully I have enough resources to finish most of this today. Just get really have no sponsor for this channel except Demon Acres. Thank you, Demon Acres, for giving me your internet so I can actually do this stream. Thank you. Have no idea when they're opening, but this is a huge building that's going to take months to finish. And thank you guys. Sometimes I will be silent during stream because I don't want to exhaust myself before people show up. So I will be silent, but you guys just do a chat, message in the chat, and I'll talk to you. Gotta get a lot of this done today. You're gonna see the passage of time as I keep building this, one step at a time. All right, now I have the birch placed in. I have to go get the stone brick again. And sorry, that's just me reacting after trying to open a monster with my freshly cut nails. Just careful with the cord. unseen force right next to the PS5. Alright. What I'm doing here, folks, if somebody watches this stream years from now, is that it might seem repetitive, me doing the same thing over and over and over in perpetuity, infinity, is I can see a light at the end of the tunnel. So, just keep working at it. It'll eventually be finished, and I'll be able to look at it years from now and say, I did this. Anyone who doesn't understand time, the time commitment is actually the value attached to this game. Historically, some of the best buildings in the known world were built hundreds of years. So, for example, in Florence, Italy, there was a church that was built, I think, in the 1200s, but they did not have their roof in place until the 1480s. So, that the roof sat unfinished for 200 years. This is a time-consuming job, and welcome to the stream, by the way. I just find it fun to actually do something that takes a while to build. Some of my other friends would run for the hills if I asked them to help me build this huge build. So, I'm just going to keep working on this until I've exhausted all my logs and materials. Then it's back to the forest to get more. I think Minecraft recently patched the game a lot that it doesn't crash as much anymore. That's a good thing. I was sick and tired of losing 60 minutes of footage just because of a crash. Hopefully I have enough logs here to get this part of the floor finished. Right now I am rendering at least 28 chunks at once. It's amazing the game is not crashing from this because I need to be able to see the full view of my build as I'm building it in time lapse. Oh, 5 minutes till the first clip is going to be saved, and the new clip will need to be started. Please leave something in the chat. I want to at least know if you guys are enjoying this. I might do the same if I ever try to build a battleship or a castle. I already found a great location for a castle, so that'll be something for the future. I got a castle planned after I'm done with all 4 apartment complex buildings. I have a huge church or cathedral I'm planning to build after as well. Just, it's gonna take time. I'm hoping that'll be my projects for 2024. Right now, the apartment complex dominates the construction schedule for this year until it's finished. That is. Welcome to the stream. Just working hard on it. Just trying to get as much done as possible within the time limit I have. You having a great day? World treating you right? Feel free to leave anything in the chat because I enjoy a good conversation with my audience. What's good about me doing these streams on occasion? It allows me to practice my, um, uh, um, practice talking. Welcome to the stream. You're enjoying the bottom screen. You'll see 2 other buildings that are completed, and this one is in frame, in construction mode. What I'm going to do after these buildings are completed is figure out how I'm going to detail them from the external and the interior. Just right now, the slow pace of me building all this is allowing me to plan all the interiors in advance. Take your time with it and just plan it all in your head as you're working. Welcome to the Red Sea Craft live server. This is a server I've been working on for at least a year, and this apartment complex is just the largest survival build I've ever attempted in Minecraft. And what's amazing, I'm doing this all on a PlayStation 5, so making sure. Have to build it in such a way that it doesn't cause the game to crash. Alright, now I have to go get more spruce logs. Right now, after 3 days of continuous streaming, spruce log reserves are... So I have to eventually drop everything and go get more. Oh yeah, I forgot. I have to switch out for birch planks. Oh yeah, I do have to have a few stacks of spruce just to finish some details, so 2 stacks right there. The idea is when it's finished, I'm going to actually have to add the math, figure out how many resources it took to build these buildings. I'm looking forward to the answer to that. Okay. One second, I gotta switch out some materials. I do understand that watching somebody build at the side can get a bit boring sometimes. Just this is my idea of fun. You take your time with it. Some of this you won't be able to see because of the angle of the camera, but at least you're seeing it at the bottom screen. The, the top portion of the screen is what will be seen in the time lapse. I'm very excited at how it's going to come out when I finally work on the final video. I'm very close to finishing the 5th floor along with the rest. And then after that, it'll be another 5 floors, then five floors, then you build the foundation for the roof, and adios. Third building, and it's off to the next one. If this were a real construction project with real money behind it, I'd be like, I bet they'd be telling me to scale down a bit. How long would it take for one builder in real life to build an apartment complex? He's responsible for everything. He has to go to the store. He has to get all the materials. I'm saying years. And if it's one builder, that means he actually has to focus on one room at a time. He can't multitask when he's building that big. Which is why I could have chosen to build all 4 buildings at once. Build one floor on one, then build another on the other, and then build another on the other ones. But that would take forever. Like, my patience runs deep, but not that deep. And this is the part where I realize, oopsie, I'm out of torches. Careful, careful. I have to go down here to this floor and grab all the torches that are not needed anymore. The most important thing is you guys actually seeing what's going on the build. It's too dark! Yeah, I've had that complaint before. So I am alleviating. I gotta prevent that complaint. If you're wondering what that horrid sound is, that's somebody grabbing stuff, putting it in a bag, and of course I'm going to say, love the person making the noise.
Love that.
And you can hear the squeaking. Don't be frightened, my dear viewers. That is not a. Oh no! Died. Oh no! I appeared at the spawn. Okay, run. Spawn. Run past everything that's finished. This is the factory district, by the way. Like, I did not anticipate doing that. You know the building is high and tall when you can die instantly from it. Run, run, run. Basically, I'm running past my spruce tree farm, which is the source of all my materials. I have to run before my stuff despawns. I really do need to make a road to the construction site because this is getting ridiculous. Almost there. That's the first time I've died on that building. Alright, I'm running to my construction site. As you can see, I got the other two. I got no time to stop. I actually have to run to my construction site and go get my materials before they despawn. As you can see, this is my birch tree farm. I need a lot of birch planks to get all this done. Yeah, I had to die right there. Oops. Now I can get back to work even though earlier I just fell. And at least I got to my stuff before it despawned. Like, oh yeah, my axe, my netherite axe could have been lost. Alright, now I have to go get some of the spruce logs because now I have one section of the building completed up to, uh, you know, the 5th floor. I need to get everything to the 10th floor, but I'm focusing on getting all, 2, 3, 4, and 5 completed at once. Because I got these buildings right here. That building over there took 30 days to build. This one took 40 days to build. Hopefully this one can be completed in 20 days. On this server, patience is king. Trying to find all the spruce I can find. Because eventually I will have to stop filming just so I can go get more. I'm not going to stop the stream, but I will stop the filming. That's why the top portion is right there. That's so I can actually see what I'm doing as well as filming for my time lapse. that's everything. Once I'm out of the spruce logs, it's time to take a break and actually go get some wood. I'm doing a great job with this. In post, when I upload this, when I start editing this, I'm going to just zoom up to the first part of the screen. That way, we have a great time lapse. The bottom portion of it will not be seen except by those watching this stream. I've actually tried editing. Editing it with just the bottom portion. It doesn't work. It doesn't work because it's too smushed in, and you won't even tell what's going on the screen. The reason why player 1 at the top has to be so far away from the construction site is so when I zoom it up in post, I get the whole thing in the screen. Not just because when you zoom it up, you're actually giving up some space, which is why I have so much empty space on either side of the build. Figured that out the hard way. Having your camera, having player 1 too close to the action means you're going to have less of it. So you enjoying your day? Right now, I'm hoping to have this building finished by September 15th. I started work on this building on August 10th. This is already this is about 11 days of work so far. This is the largest construction project I ever built in Minecraft for myself. And mainly because I consider all 4 apartment complex buildings the same project. Which means they're all connected, which means they are the largest buildings I've ever constructed. In survival, by the way. That's the fun part, is that I'm going to be able to look at these with pride and say, I built this without cheating, which is create mode. But if people like building in create mode, I don't look down on them for that. It all comes down to personal choice. I'm choosing to have limitations over over unlimited resources. Limitations can inspire innovation. I'm excited to see what this building will look like when it's finished, but that's wishful thinking right now. I have to work on it and then finish it. Then I'll see it when it's finished. I've tried to build a building team for myself, but it all failed every time. Because a lot of them would just stand there and watch me build and not help me at all. Which is why nowadays I usually just work by myself. Less arguing and more working is what I prefer. Because the more people you have on the server, the more you have to clash with egos. Now I realize the best way to play Minecraft is to build it by yourself. If you do have people who voluntarily come on, that's fine. But you can't order them around because they're there of their own volition. So all you can do is just ask them, please, can you cut down this spruce tree farm while I'm doing this? But that's a rarity. What looks slow to people watching will be very fast in the time lapse when I finish it. I'm going to finish the building before presenting the time lapse. I'm very excited to see what you guys think when it's finished. What's good about it? This building is about a quarter smaller than the building beyond it, if you can see on the bottom screen. Let me just go get some. Go get the stone brick. I gotta switch out the spruce for the stone brick. At some point, I really do need to get some signs. I'll put the stone brick in the stone brick chest, and I'll put the... Because this is getting ridiculous at how long it takes to find the stone brick. Fun part is keep working on it. It's almost finished. I mean, it's halfway finished once I finish the 5th floor. I'm enjoying the fact that most players do not want to build to my standards, which is huge, and it has to follow the laws of gravity. Means no floating buildings. Has to follow the laws of gravity. Basically, the stone brick is the foundation for each room, and then you go up one more stone brick because these are the foundations for the walls of the building. It's a time-consuming process, and I doubt anybody could follow instructions and actually build this way without me having to supervise them. Here's another problem with having multiple players on your server. Um, you actually have to keep an eye on them and make sure they're not overusing materials. Like, I've had people waste so much materials on one thing when they could have used a bunch of it for something else. And then they complain that they're out of resources. I'm like, you got to budget your resources out so you can stretch them. Also, I followed the old Red Seacraft saying, if you can't see it, don't place it. That means if you can't see where the material is, don't place the expensive material there. Place something cheaper there because nobody's going to see it except you. Survival mode is all. You see how I'm avoiding using logs where they can't be seen. I did that for the first building, and that was a total waste of logs. Right now, I'm putting stone brick down because stone brick is cheap right now because I mass produced it before working on this project. I think I've already gone through at least 2,500 stacks of stone brick on this build. Oops. I'm not supposed to place any logs here. Any stone brick here. Because look, the spruce logs are the struts of the building, as in basically like in real life, those before you start putting your details up, you actually have to have something that represents strength for the building. Alright, I have the stone brick placed. Now I can go get the birch. And the only one who has netherite armor in the server is player 1 at the top. With feather falling. I don't have feather falling. At some point I really do need to make another set of netherite armor for player 2. Okay, I have plenty of birch logs to keep working at it, which is a great thing. But I need to find the other. Alright, the birch planks should be right here. Okay. That should be enough. Basically, this apartment complex is going to have at least... There's 140 rooms per floor for the third building. So that means 1,400 rooms just for this building alone. And 2 stairwells. At first I was planning to just build one building, but I decided that was too easy. Building one building, that's easy. Let's make it more challenging. I follow the advice of Dark Souls. If the journey is easy, why bother? Every survival build project is a journey. By the time I'm done with this build, I will actually know this build inside and out. People will get lost, but I'll never get lost because I built every square block of this building by myself. I'm like the train man from Matrix Revolution where he says, I built this place. Just trying to get as much done as possible. I'm not going to end the stream. I'm actually going to get back to cutting down trees once I'm out of spruce logs and wood. I have fast ways of taking down spruce trees. I have a reputation among some of my friends that I am the one who loves to build huge, gigantic builds. And some people are so impressed with my work, they actually invite me to their servers so I can inspect what they've done. And I give them honest advice based on my experience. I even helped this one guy who was having trouble mass producing concrete. I gave him the easiest way to mass produce a lot of concrete quickly. He was happy. He was actually thanking me. Concrete is easy to mass produce if you follow my method. It's no cheats, no mods, just normal game mechanics. As you can see, we are just building it. Whoever is watching, thank you so much for watching so far. I am working very hard on this. Please share this with your friends if you have any. It'd be wonderful, just to help me get a bigger audience. Most of all, I'm doing this for fun, so it's good to have more people to talk to when you stream. Because I remember the early days of me streaming, I used to actually be like, I'm talking to no one. What am I supposed to say? Eventually I got used to it. Now I can actually talk normally, as if people are in the room with me. 150 years ago, if I was talking to nobody in the room, they'd call me crazy. It's a very challenging build. It's basically, I don't need to complete the main game, defeat the end dragon and all that. This is my boss fight. This building is the boss fight. A lot more challenging than a dragon. The only thing that stands between you and defeat is your own patience. And unlike a certain video game developer, I choose how this ends. I started playing Minecraft in 2013, and I didn't take much interest in this game on first impressions because I thought it was a limited game, just like Little Big Planet, where if you built stuff too complicated in Little Big Planet, the game would literally tell you, sorry, you can't build that. It's too complicated. I was upset that I couldn't build it the way I wanted. And so I was like, okay, Minecraft is probably no different. But eventually, in 2015, it clicked. This game clicked. And I built a huge sand palace that took 8 months to build. A sand palace that looks like it goes on for miles. I've already made a video about that sand palace if you're interested uh, on my YouTube channel. Now I gotta go get more spruce logs. At one time, I used to only use oak, but due to oak trees being unpredictable and how they grow, it takes longer to collect spruce logs. I mean oak logs. Sorry. I remember actually gathering 500 stacks of oak in my last server. It took weeks to get that many together. It was time consuming, but it was worth it. But at least my iron shortage has been dealt with. I have my Fortune 3 pickaxe here to take care of any problems in case. making sure I'm grabbing everything I can. Alright, now to start on the second, on the next tier. Despite being time consuming, it's just fun to just think. I mean, I can think and build at the same time. I've been playing this game for 10 years, so I know what I'm doing. The only things I do not know how to do in Minecraft are redstone contraptions. I do not know how to do that. I decided it was a waste of time. My smelter on this server is not a redstone contraption. It's a gravity-fed system. That means I have to have my smelter really high in the air, uh, and have my storage unit underneath it. So it took 6 months to build because I had to find all the iron. Here's the one drawback I hate with the present update is that one, they put too much copper. Copper has replaced a lot of iron in this game, which means iron is harder to find. Which means I have severe iron shortages across the board. And people keep telling me, make an iron farm, make an iron farm. But I'm like, how do you do that? At some point, when I feel like I gotta actually get some friends who know how to make an iron farm on this server to help me out. So they can actually teach me personally on how to do it. Of course, I'm going to have them build it in such a way that it looks really nice for the really nice. Everything due to this being a YouTube server, I have to make it look nice for everybody. That means presentation is everything. Also, I believe first impressions are everything as well. I don't think I would have gotten far if I had just focused on making small buildings like everybody else. Sometimes I feel like some people choosing to build small even though they could possibly build big is because either they have a limited imagination or they just don't want the hassle of working on something for months. It could be one of those two. Alright, it's starting to rain in the game. Let's see if it fogs up anything. It does that sometimes. due to it raining, all of a sudden, that's the limitations of the PS4 version being presented on the PS5 version, is that it's less visible. I can hardly tell what's going on the top screen, but it should still look good in the Share Factory editing bay, as long as I keep doing this. See, as long as I keep lighting it up, it should be able to be visible on the tape. Because I know for a fact that the closer I get to the camera, the more visible it is to the camera, whether it's raining or not. I am using up the last of my spruce log reserves, so as soon as I'm out, I actually have to go get more. And I have to replant the entire spruce tree farm. I've already cut down a bunch of trees there. Here are the flaws with building a tree farm, is that they take up too much land. Which is not a bad thing. At least it ensures that you have plenty of wood. Also, this server is what I would call a capitalist server because supply and demand reign supreme on this server. If there's demand for a certain material, that material increases in price. And basically, there's no money in Minecraft. The only currency that's available in this game is time and patience. The time commitment is time is money. Creative mode, there is no value because it's all. All the materials are given to you. In survival, you actually have to fight for every scrap of material you need. I have to make sure there's plenty of stone brick. You run out of stone brick in the middle of a project, ain't good. To whoever's watching, thank you so much for watching so far. I'm gonna keep working on this. You're encouraging me to continue. Thank you very much. In real life, that would break my leg. Hopefully the rain will stop soon so it's more clear on the screen. figured this out by accident. If I had known I could make time-lapse videos by just using two-player split screen years ago, I'd probably have more more time-lapse videos on today. But I didn't know until recently. So, oops. I love making time-lapse videos. They're fun, they're time-consuming to make, but when they're done, and people can